got a special episode for you today. I'm gonna do a little part 2 to the video, the episode, the vlog I made back in, I believe it was May. I'm gonna link it up here down below. That was the video I made entitled What Mini Tour Golf Costs. It's been doing very, very well. I think it's a video that a lot of people out there want to see. It was just a look at what one particular event costs. Now that my season up here in Canada is over, I think it's a good time to make part 2 of that series, if you want, of that idea. And I'm going to talk about what this season cost me out of my pocket. I'm going to talk about the entry fees, the expenses, the sponsorship dollars, and then the winnings, and see where I finished in this summer up here in Canada. Did I finish in the positive? Did I finish in the negative? We'll find out. Okay, let's start with entry fees. This summer, between entry fees and membership fees, I paid $8,230 in entry fees. Yeah, mini tour golf isn't cheap. Then, when it comes to the expenses to play all of these events, hotel, food, travel, airfare, all that fun stuff. From May 1st to October 1st, my expenses were roughly $8,645. $8,645. I spent that much in expenses. Now, let's talk about the income. I had a little bit of sponsorship dollars this year. I had $7,500 in sponsorship. So that money goes towards these expenses. So $7,500 in sponsorship money. And then the other form of income is winnings. I kept track of all of my winnings this year, and I won $78.70, roughly. That's from Great Lakes Tour, CCP Tour, and Pro-Ams. $78.70. I had a good year, but that's not a lot of money. So now when we look at all of these things, sponsorship, winnings, expenses, entry fees, where does that leave me? We'll flip these over like this. Let's do this. So my total expenses was $16,875. That's 5 months. 16 grand in expenses to play mini tour golf. And then my total income between sponsorship and winnings, $15,370. So my net for 2017 is negative $1,505. That's how my year went. And it was a pretty good year. My putter and my short game cost me a lot of money. But that is what mini tour golf costs. Let that sink in, guys. This is what we do for a living because we believe in ourselves and we want to make it to the PGA Tour. Okay, so now that you've seen all the math, all the ins and the out, you saw what it costs week to week. Now that's what it costs season to season. This is just 5 months of my season. As anyone who follows the channel, I do have a part-time side job as a public speaker. That money obviously helps offset this, but it also pays my bills, my rent, my food, my off season. It pays for that. It pays my interest on the early years of my career because, as many players out there can relate, they're probably in this boat as well. If you look at it, every year is likely going to be a loss. Early in my career, I had a lot of losses. I had sponsorship money and then I lost it. So you play on credit, you borrow money from your parents, you do whatever you can, but every year is arguably a loss. So you begin to float that debt. That's a hard thing for a lot of mini tour golfers. We float a lot of debt. The money I make, luckily, as a public speaker, MC, whatever I can do, the charity events I do, it helps that. It helps me keep going. But I can't go any further this year. I'll play an event in October. I'll play an event in December down in Florida, but that's about it because there's not enough money left. If my year were a little bit better, if I had made, say, about $10,000 more in earnings, I could have gone to Q School. I could have gone to European Tour School or Web.com Tour School and tried to progress my career beyond this season into some status for next year. But I can't. I straight up can't. You know, it's not a bad thing, but it's just the kind of harsh reality. If I, fall into some more sponsorship money, well, then doors can open. If I make a little bit more money on the golf course, doors can open. But where I am right now is the exact same place I was in a year ago. Granted, I have a little bit more money in the bank than a year ago, but I'm still in the same place where I don't know what I'll do next year. My worst case scenario is doing the exact same thing as this year, and my best case scenario is coming into some money over the off season and allowing myself to go to Q School, be it for Latino America or PGA Tour Canada, and playing back on a higher level tour and getting a little bit closer to playing on the Web.com tour in 2019. It kind of comes down to this. It comes down to the dollars and the cents. And I lost $1,500 this season. That's not so bad because I've probably had years where I've lost 3, 4, 5, 6 times that. But I kept going because you believe in yourself and you know your break is just around the corner. And I feel like this year, making the changes I made to work with Dan in the beginning of my season is why this is happening, is why I'm losing less. But the catch-22 is the time that I take to speak and travel and do that does take away a little bit from my preparation for tournaments. And I understand that. I'm okay with that. It's what I choose to do because I love both. But I know that this off season, if I hone in and keep playing maybe once a month a tournament and hone in on my short game and work really, really hard on my short game, I'm gonna push myself into a better 2018. And that's all we want to do as players. We want to have a better year than the year before. So 2017 was better for me than 2016 was. So if I can keep that track going, 2018 is going to be a great season. And I'm far, far, far from giving up, from quitting, from packing it in, from retiring. I believe in myself, and I know that if I keep working hard and keep slugging it through these incredibly expensive mini tour journeys and struggles, the break will come, the bank account will grow, the level of play will increase, and the stature of tour will increase alongside of that. I mean, I could have had the same finishes I had in Ontario but had them in Quebec, and I probably would have made 4 or 5 times more money, and I would be going to Q School. But unfortunately I can't, so I have to find plan B, keep preparing, keep practicing, keep working hard, if not harder than I've ever worked before, because next year my break can come. I can play well at the right time and boom, things can skyrocket from there. But that's it. That's what mini tour golf costs for anybody out there that wanted to know beyond the 1 week. That's what 5 months cost. 5 months cost almost $17,000. It's pretty crazy to write it all down like this, but I really hope you enjoyed this glimpse into it. I'm packing up everything here in Ottawa because I head down to Jacksonville on Thursday. Time to start busting my hump and focusing on 2018, hustling a little bit, trying to find some speaking work in the off season. Hopefully there's people out there that want to hire me to come and speak at their event and share my story and all that fun stuff. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe because there's going to be a lot of cool things coming in the off season. I've been taking note of a lot of your guys' requests and things you want to see, so get ready for some tips, some insights, some shorter videos that are specifically meant to help your golf game. So until then, see you guys later. Peace.